So y'all know the drill. This video is sponsored by Car Marshal. If you guys are looking for a new or used car, or if you're not looking for a new or used car, click this link because I get paid per click and the longer you stay on the site, and if you search for a price, I get paid more. Thank you.
And old niggas, stop acting brand new. Like Tupac ain't have a nose ring too.
Some viewers may find this disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hi, my wonderful sweet babies. It's Destined Choice, and welcome to my second channel. Now, long story short, I'll be fucking on my celery sticks with my peanut butter, low-carb peanut butter, and I'm basically going to be speaking on the whole Boondocks situation, how it plays a big correlation in what's going on with Path to Troy and LIL Nas X. Now, I know a lot of you guys clicked on this video, like, nigga, who? Now, long story short, this is basically what happened. Now, a lot of you guys probably don't know who Path to Troy is, but here's a quick breakdown of who he is. Path to Troy is a 42-year-old Southside rapper that came up back in the early 90s. He came up in the early 90s and in the late 90s, but unfortunately now he's a washed-up rapper, and a lot of people don't really know who he is anymore. But back in the 90s, he actually came up around the same time Master P came up. He came up around the same time Little John came up. I mean, you know, he plays a really big role in Southside rap. So a lot of people who do Southside rap have a lot of respect for him because he actually made it popular. You know, he basically made that Southside sound, that Southside Rough Rider sound universal. So if it weren't for him, we wouldn't have people like Migos, and if it weren't for him, we wouldn't have people like Gucci Mane. You know, a lot of people really respect him because he really paid his dues and earned his stripes in the South. A lot of people who live in the South have a lot of respect for him and know who he is. Didn't really make it big in the music industry specifically because a lot of his music is kind of trash, but he does have an iconic song that a lot of you guys probably know. If you guys ever been to an HBCU parade, you would know that they play his song all the time, We Ready. Beyonce even paid homage to him during her Beachella performance in our Homecoming documentary. So yeah, he's the guy that made that song. So long story short, he had a lot to say about LIL Nas X, because you guys didn't know, LIL Nas X is a very big rapper right now. LIL Nas X is a very controversial big rapper right now, because if you guys didn't know, LIL Nas X came out the closet as gay basically a couple months ago, and a lot of people had respect for him, and he did get more love than hate. But at the same time, the way hip-hop is set up and the way rap is set up, a lot of people aren't really ready for an openly gay rapper, because if that was the case, most of your favorite rappers would probably come out of the closet already, considering that a lot of rappers do a lot of fuck shit behind the scenes that they don't want their fans to know. But that's another video and a whole other conspiracy that I'm not even going to get into. So long story short, LIL Nas X basically got a lot of backlash from Path to Troy, because if you guys didn't know, the Grammys just passed by. And I don't even know why people still watch award shows, but the Grammys just passed by, and LIL Nas X literally just won an award for Best Performance and I guess Best Country Song or some shit like that. I don't know. I didn't watch that bullshit. But long story short, LIL Nas X wore a very controversial outfit that looked like this. As you can see, LIL Nas X wore a little ass pink jacket and a see-through pink shirt and sparkly stuff, so on and so forth. Path to Troy, who's a 42-year-old washed-up rapper, wasn't very happy about that. In fact, he took the route of basically putting up a very public post to go in on LIL Nas X over something that's really not that fucking serious. And basically, this is what he had to say.
He said, "Well, I guess I won't be winning a Grammy if this what I gotta wear. They love to push this shit on our kids. The other day, Applebee's had some punks kissing and laughing, eating mozzarella sticks. First thing my 14-year-old son said was, 'Fuck Applebee's,' and it brought joy to my heart. He sees it, their agenda to take the masculinity from men, black men especially. Some may say he making money. RuPaul do too, but I ain't bumping his CD. Integrity is priceless. Y'all better open that third eye and let your sons know what is real. Or they ass gonna be headed down that old town road for real. PT, they gonna ride till they can't no more. Black owned and independent. Not my sons, it ain't worth it. Take the road less traveled."
It literally cost $0.00 to shut the fuck up and not say anything that you know is going to offend the masses. But hey, it is what it is. So long story short, a lot of people were very upset because LIL Nas X actually paid this attention. He paid this mind. And because he paid this attention, it propelled it to trend on Twitter. This shit is literally trending on Twitter. Literally, Path to Troy is trending worldwide on Twitter for basically people dragging him.
Goes out to Pastor Troy. Girl, I don't know if he's a real pastor or not, but apparently he had a problem with LIL Nas X sitting there trying to be himself. And a lot of you homophobic straight men, I'm about to get y'all together real quick, because see, a lot of y'all really gay, and a lot of y'all in the down low but don't want to come out, because I don't understand how one demographic of straight black men, I don't understand why y'all so much worried about gays, and y'all love to bring up kids like kids got shit to do with any of it. But since y'all want to bring up kids, let's go there. First of all, this long sloth neck ass looking motherfucker decided he wanted to come for LIL Nas X for simply dressing, minding his business, and being himself. First of all, bitch, Instagram is your ass will never touch down in the ground.
It worked perfectly. Cause now all these faggots on my page and they want to fight me. See? That's that male aggression coming back out. It's in you. You just gotta let it hang out. You feel me? Now you want to fight. That's what I'm talking about. Be a man. Get the fuck out my page. I'm taking that shit down, but I just had to let y'all know how I feel about it. If you want to stop following me, or if you done stop following me already, good. But I ain't playing by mine and how I feel. Y'all ain't know me over 20 years. You don't know I don't be playing.
Pastor Troy didn't give a fuck about anybody who was giving him backlash or giving him shit for what he had to say. Because for him, he basically said, I said what I said. Now, long story short, LIL Nas X was trolling him and said, LOL, I look good in that picture you put up. Or, LOL, this is Pastor Troy when he finds out somebody's eating.
Not on my watch. Not on my watch. Not on my watch.
Eating mozzarella sticks. And basically, Pastor Troy's main issue is, for a lot of you guys who still don't see it, is basically he feels like there's a massive gay agenda. He feels like there's an agenda, and there's a new trend of people trying to force inclusion amongst the gay community. Now, you see it all the time. You see it all the time in movies. Now you see it in Marvel. If you guys didn't know, Marvel's coming out with a gay lead superhero. And a lot of people are very upset, and I hear this all the time. And some of my friends have even brought this up and said they think there's a gay agenda. And this is how I feel. Everybody fucking deserves representation. So I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, there is a gay agenda. He's speaking facts. But do you really have to turn it into I have no issue with gay people, but stop forcing this on my fucking kids? Now, here's my issue, and I have to hold a lot of parents accountable. If you guys didn't know, I did a video a long time ago speaking about Gabrielle Union, Dwayne Wade, basically loving and appreciating their son, because if you guys didn't know, their son Zion basically came out as transgender. And I gave Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union props for supporting their son despite what the media had to say and despite all the toxicity going on in the black community of them not accepting the gay community. It's okay. It's perfectly fine if you don't accept the lifestyle of the gay community. But what you're not going to do is disrespect the community at hand. Because how would you like it if white people did that to the community you're a part of? How would you like it if someone who's of power did it to your community? Like, oh, I don't like Mexicans because they stink or they have too many kids. How would you like it if somebody said, oh, black people trying to force this black agenda on us. They want to be in all the TV shows. They want to be included in the fashion shows. They want to be on magazines. Let us have something for ourselves. Why do you black motherfuckers want to be in everything? So you see what I mean when it comes to people getting mad at the gay community getting representation? And I feel like Pastor Troy, being the washed-up rapper he is, has a very huge problem with LIL Nas X winning a Grammy. He sees it as there's a massive agenda for the hip-hop community to be demasculated. He sees that they're trying to emasculate black men in particular. Now, here's my issue with what Pastor Troy had to say. I can see where he's coming from, and I definitely don't agree with he's coming from, but at the same time, you have to understand that this is a new world, and this is why I have a problem with Generation X. People who were born in like the 70s and the early 80s, this is where I gotta hold them accountable. They always say that that this generation is so sensitive, but now that this generation wants to implement inclusion, now there's a problem. Now people were for some reason mad when Rihanna included a woman in a wheelchair in her fashion show. People were mad when Winnie Harlow's vitiligo was being normalized and being seen as beautiful. People felt like Winnie Harlow's vitiligo only gets attention and love because it's hip, it's different, or it's sympathy love. You know what I'm saying? People, for some reason, don't like inclusion when it comes to a particular group that they're not a part of. Now, Pastor Troy, I don't like what he had to say specifically because he has the nerve to try to hold Lil Nas X accountable for apparently trying to push a gay agenda. But nigga, you literally fucking make music glorifying gang violence and drug. Can we condemn you? Can we hold you accountable for making music about drugs and gang culture and all this fuck shit? How can you try to hold somebody accountable for trying to spread a gay agenda, but people can't hold you and other rappers accountable for misogyny, disrespecting women, glorifying gang violence and shit? He literally has a whole fucking song 2 weeks ago that he dropped that nobody fucking has heard of called Want No Smoke, where he's literally glorifying gang violence. Imagine being 40 fucking 8 years old. Imagine being 75. Imagine being a senior citizen and still glorifying gang culture. That's all I'm saying. But anyways, a lot of people are still dragging him on Twitter. He's still trending on Twitter and still getting a lot of backlash. If you read his comments, it's full of a whole bunch of rainbow flags. And this is what I gotta say. I want to bring up the homophobia in the hip-hop community particularly. I noticed that a lot of people love to say, oh, well, you know, it's not even about what he had to say. You know, being gay is an abomination or it's wrong. And listen, I'm tired of having this debate, and I'm not going to be that guy that says, oh, no, you have to accept it, because it's one of those things where everyone's going to have their opinion. But in my opinion, I feel like people need to learn how to think for themselves rather than, oh, well, the Bible says so. Okay, well, the Bible says a lot of things. The Bible says you could have multiple wives. The Bible also excuses slavery. Literally, this verse right here excuses slavery, but for some reason, a lot of people seem to overlook it like it doesn't exist. The Bible also excuses misogyny. It also excuses the simple fact that women aren't equal to men. And some of y'all are still going to sit up here and say, well, it's an abomination. Okay, well, your pussy's an abomination. I mean, some of you bitches are out here wearing cross leggings with a pussy full of sins. Some of you dusty ass niggas don't even take care of your fucking kids. Some of you bum ass niggas are out here fucking glorifying rap culture and fucking hitting your women and cheating on your women left and right. But a lot of you guys don't feel like that's an abomination, but you feel like people who want to love who they love is an abomination. Let's make it make sense for a second. You know, a lot of people want to say, well, that's not considered normal. And if you guys didn't know, Pastor Troy continued this by saying, when people were dragging him in the comments trying to hold him accountable, he continued by saying this.
So somebody went in Pastor Troy's comment and they dragged him, and he basically replied saying, laugh my ass off, man, you can be whatever you want to be. As for me and my sons, we ain't with that gay shit. We lions. Okay. And then he followed that up with saying this. So somebody went in his comments and said, why is being gay wrong? And basically he replied, because that shit man-made. Animals know better. When the last time you seen a gay animal? Okay.
Like, he really thought he was doing something there. He made a point and said, oh, well, you never see animals being gay for each other. Hey, whoa, I've never watched animal porn, but if that's what you're into, I don't judge. Now, this is where Boondocks comes in. And I want to bring up Boondocks for a second specifically because a lot of people never really reference this. But Boondocks actually predicted Lil Nas X a long time ago. And I want to bring this up because it's a little bit scary. Now, for a lot of you guys who didn't know, Boondocks is an animated show. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys got excited when I brought it up because Boondocks is one of the most iconic, most probably culturally classic animated shows of all time. Because of Boondocks, we learned a lot of things. And Boondocks has predicted a lot of things, but that's a whole other video. But Boondocks has basically implemented a lot of things that go on in the culture, and they basically turned it into a way where people can laugh about it and see the fucked up shit from another screen, another lens. Now, long story short, Boondocks predicted this because if you guys didn't know, Boondocks did an episode, I believe this was season 2, around the last episode of season 2. They basically did an episode about a fictional character named Gangsta-licious. Now, I'm sure a lot of you guys who watch Boondocks are familiar with this character, Gangsta-licious. And if you guys didn't know, Gangsta-licious was a rapper who was the biggest rapper in the world at the time. And basically, he was literally gay. He was doing a whole bunch of fuck shit and a whole bunch of shit that was literally normalized by millennials and grown-ass black men who love his music. And he was doing a lot of fuck shit where a lot of people wouldn't hold him accountable because, for one, he never said he was gay. And then guess what? As the show goes along, the whole entire world finds out that he's gay, and then boom, guess what happens? Literally, everyone wants to stop listening to his music. People don't want to fuck with him no more. People don't like him anymore. And all of a sudden, grown-ass black men want to hold him accountable and say that, oh, he's this, oh, he's fake, or he's this, or he's wrong, or he's gross, or he's this, or he's that.
Now bump it to the left and bump it to the right, cause when you do the homie nigga got to do it right.
Oh my God, this is crazy.
Trouble be niggas beefing. You tricking on that hoe, and your niggas ain't eating. She pushing your whip, spending all your cash. Your homie got shot up while you was in that ass.
Homies over homies. Homies over homies.
Pearl necklaces. I didn't know men wore pearls.
Oh, yes, definitely, Kelly. You know, we just want cats out there in the street, you know, to step their jewelry game up. It's all about pearl necklaces.
She was so unbelievably gay. So unbelievably gay?
Gay?
That bitch lying. See, this is why I don't read.
Riley, he's gay. It's really not that big a deal.
Not a big deal. If he gay, I'm his homie and a fan of his music, then that makes me gay too.
I like Elton John. That does make me gay.
Is Elton John gay?
Yeah.
See, and you gay. But I know I'm not gay, because I'm the most not gay nigga of all the not gay niggas in the whole universe.
I had a feeling about that dude.
Oh, man! What are we supposed to do now? This gay-ass nigga gonna be here in an hour.
Oh, no. We can't fuck with this song now. I mean, if everyone, think he a homo, we get on the track with him, we gonna be homos by association, dog.
So you guys see what I mean when I say Boondocks predicted a lot of this a long time ago? And Boondocks predicted this because it's funny how we're not going to condemn the same black men who promote drug violence and a whole bunch of fuck shit in their music. And for example, Young Thug literally wears a fucking dress and a lot of people don't hold him accountable. People drag Young Thug all the time, but y'all still bump his music and y'all say, oh nah, Young Thug is just weird. Young Thug is just weird. Let's bring up Lil Pump, for example. Lil Pump paints his nails. And painting your nails is not a thing that just women do. Anybody can paint their fucking nails. And I think toxic masculinity has been implemented, instilled in so many fucking people to the point where they feel like, okay, yeah, painting your nails is only for girls, when that's not the fucking case. Says who? Anyways, so Lil Pump paints his nails, and a lot of people, give him shit for it, but not many people give him shit for it. Instead, a lot of people are just saying, oh nah, Lil Pump is just different. He's just colorful. But for some reason, now it's become a huge trend. Now I'm seeing rappers like Youngblood and rappers like Trippie Redd paint their nails, and I'm seeing people like, for example, I think XXXTentacion, RIP to him, actually painted his nails one time, and nobody says anything. Everybody just says, oh nah, that's just them being weird, they're just trying to be cool, they're just being crazy, that's just their part of their character. And this is what I mean. For example, remember that whole Lil Wayne situation? For a lot of y'all who are old enough, a lot of y'all might remember the whole situation with Lil Wayne and Birdman, and a lot of y'all might remember, but basically there was a video of Lil Wayne and Birdman, a picture, I believe, of them two kissing. And then that picture actually went viral, like, way back in, 2006, 2007. And Lil Wayne and Birdman, their excuse was, oh no, that's my son. He raised me. That's like my son. And a lot of people try to hold them accountable, but for some reason, a lot of people, especially grown-ass men, wanted to be like, oh nah, that's just them being them. But for some reason, those things aren't gay agendas. Lil Pump painting his nails, those aren't gay agendas. It's only the fact that Lil Nas has come out as gay that a lot of people want to hold Lil Nas X accountable. And I find it funny because Boondocks predicted this specifically because we live in a world where a lot of people, especially rappers, who a lot of them are gay behind the scenes, don't come out. And that's why a lot of people want to hold the rappers who are gay accountable because they want to find a reason to be homophobic. And a lot of it stems from religion. I understand religion is a big part of everybody's lives. When it comes to religion is the big thing when it comes to people of color. Because when it comes to people of color, we have been oppressed, beaten, tear down, systematically oppressed, so on and so forth, right? Well, religion was our way out. Religion gave everybody hope. And a lot of our ancestors from hundreds of years ago were celebrating religion and being a part of religion. But a little do we know was our slave masters are what instilled and fed us religion. And yet we're the ones continuing it. And it's funny how a lot of people, and people of color specifically, don't want to hold Pastor Trey accountable. In fact, a lot of people are on Lil Nas X's side, yes, because that's how the gay community is. They stick together and they know how to unite, unlike the black community. But I find it funny how a lot of people were co-signing Pastor Troy when I was reading the comments on the Shade Room, and a lot of people surprisingly weren't holding Pastor Troy accountable. And a lot of people were just like, oh, why does the gay community want us to like them so bad? Why do you want us to accept y'all so bad? Oh, wow, ooh. I could have sworn that's how white people sounded to y'all when they bitch and complain about you guys trying to be a part of everything. I could have sworn, a lot of white people, not all white people, but a lot of white people say, oh, why do black people want to be on magazines? Why do you guys want to be in every TV show? Why do you guys want diversity? Why can't we get something for ourselves? So this is what I'm talking about when I see people of color oppressing people who are gay. Like, that's what I see. Like you guys literally look like white people to the gay community, and you guys don't even see it. And it's crazy how the oppressees are oppressing other oppressees. So you see what I mean here? It's almost funny because if you're part of an oppressed group where you're targeted because of your race, and society has made you a target because of your race or where you come from or your ethnic background or whatever you are part of the problem if you are homophobic. And that's just all I gotta say. And this is a very controversial subject, and I'm glad this Boondocks episode and this Boondocks clip still holds weight to this day, because it shows that right now the world's not really ready for an openly gay rapper. And LIL Nas X has literally beat the odds. He got a #1 hit. He beat Mariah Carey's record for One Sweet Day and became one of the most highly awarded, highly critically acclaimed artists ever of the year 2019, and he's killing 2020 now. His song Old Town Road has sold over 20 million records, and a lot of people, especially specifically black rappers, for some reason don't care to be associated. They don't care to make music with him anymore now that he's come out as gay. It's funny because before he came out as gay, you had so many rappers who were coming in his defense when the country charts kicked him off the charts because for some reason he didn't have enough country element in it. But anyways, it's funny because a lot of rappers were in his defense showing him mad love, but it's funny because I don't see that much love being reciprocated towards him. I don't see that many people congratulating him for winning this Grammy. It's insane because for the black community, it was, oh yeah, he's for black people. He's hitting the charts, and then when he came out as gay, all of a sudden it was, oh yeah, that's for the gay community. It's crazy when I think about it, and it's crazy because Boondocks has implemented this, and this episode is literally like fucking 17 years ago. This episode came out 17 years ago, and it still holds weight to this day. And it just shows that we have a lot to do, and we've always had a lot to do. Where when it comes to rappers normalizing things, all of a sudden, it's cool. But as long as that rapper is straight, that's when it's cool. But when that rapper comes out as gay, people don't have any respect for him. And it's crazy because had LIL Nas X wore that and he never came out, a lot of people wouldn't be saying that. A lot of people would just be like, oh, nah, he's just different. He's just like another young thug. He's just like another young thug. He's just like another... He's another prince. That's why he's wearing that. That's why he's wearing that little jacket and that see-through shirt. He's like another prince. But all of a sudden, it's... Oh yeah, Path to Troy made good points. There is a gay agenda. And here's what I think. When it comes to inclusion amongst gay people, you see it all the time. You see it in movies, clips. You see gay scenes all the time. And it's crazy because these same men never have the same energy when it comes to lesbians. They only have it when it comes to men. One of the first times there was ever a gay scene on Fox was, if you guys didn't know, Lee Daniels is actually a big role in that. In Empire, that was like a gay scene that a lot of people had a problem with. In fact, a lot of people actually had a problem with when Lee Daniels was implementing so many gay scenes with Jussie Smollett, because Jussie Smollett, for those of you guys who didn't know, is an openly gay man. And a lot of people had a problem with the over amount of gays in the show, and the over amount of trans in the show, and the over amount of inclusion amongst gay people. A lot of people were just like, oh no, I'm not getting jiggy with this. I don't like this. This is too much. But the same people are saying, oh, this is unhumane, it's not natural. Okay, cool. And I challenge everyone who feels like it's not natural and it's unhumane. I challenge you all to have a mind of your own and to admit that the book that you guys follow so much to your heart has a couple flaws that aren't okay. For one, it excuses the fact that slavery amongst children is okay. It's okay to buy children, according to this verse right here, but no one ever condemns that verse. And like I said in the beginning of this video, people have selective outrage. And it's crazy because people don't want to just admit that they're homophobic. If you don't like gay people, just say you don't like gay people. Let's not throw this into a whole, oh, this is an agenda, because I'm pretty sure I've heard white people say the same thing too. Oh, this is a black agenda. This is a black agenda. And y'all all of a sudden want to get outraged about that. But nobody wants to hold Pastor Troy accountable. Because according to a lot of people, oh, it's okay. We don't have to accept it. We don't have to agree with it because it's not normal. God made Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. And the Bible that y'all for some reason worship and love so much also says a lot of fuck shit like this and this and this and this and this. But of course, no one's going to condemn those verses. And it's crazy because everybody picks and chooses what they want to follow in the Bible. And this is what I always say. If you're religious, that's perfectly fine. Being religious is a part of somebody's identity. Being religious is what makes some people become a good person, what makes them want to be a better person. That's fine. But when it comes to a point where you want to hold certain sins accountable, that's when I have a problem. Because if you're not following the Bible verbatim, I don't respect your opinion about, oh, that's an abomination, that's wrong. Oh, why y'all eating ribs? That's wrong. Okay, cool. Well, are you going to church every Sunday? Are you honoring your parents? Are you not stealing ketchup packets at Walmart? Are you not stealing people's pencils when you were in middle school? I'm just saying, you know, if you're going to hold one sin accountable, let's hold all of them accountable. And that's what's so annoying about this world, is that people don't know how to keep the same energy. Like I always say, people have selective outrage. And I'm a firm believer in, I'm not team anybody. I'm not team LIL Nas X. I'm not team Pastor Troy. I'm team keep that same fucking energy. And that's what some people don't seem to know how to do. People don't know how to keep that same energy. So, let's put it this way. If LIL Nas X didn't come out as gay, Pastor Troy would have never made that post. He would have never made that post. Instead, you would have just kept your fucking mouth shut. But the fact that he's an openly gay man that's succeeding, now you have a problem. And that's when it becomes... It turns into hypocrisy, because you can't condemn somebody for promoting what you think is against your religion, but at the same time you're promoting misogyny when you have 2 kids yourself. And it's almost insane because people like this have no room to be parents. And it's insane because this is how people become homophobic. We live in a world where a lot of people are instilling into their children, oh no, that's wrong, that's wrong. And guess what? When that child gets older, they're going to feel like that they can mistreat a minority group, because kids are fucking assholes. Let's be realistic. Some of y'all at one point were kids who went to school, and y'all know kids are assholes. Kids are ruthless. Some of us got teased, some of us got criticized, some of us got called names by kids. Kids are fucking assholes, and kids don't know any fucking better. And back in the day, I can imagine how rough it was, because let's think about it now. Now we live in a more socially woke world, but when you tell your kid, oh no, that's wrong, that's fucked up, and then even he was praising his kid for saying fuck Applebee's, because Applebee's had like a whole picture of 2 men basically hugging and kissing and being in the picture promoting mozzarella sticks, and all of a sudden that made you uncomfortable. So because that makes you uncomfortable, the whole world has to view the world the same as you. The whole world has to view the world the same as you. They have to be against it. They have to, oh, stop it, oh, stop normalizing it. Okay, so these people should still be oppressed just to make you comfortable. Okay, slave master, because that sounds like what white people used to say when it came to yo black ass, when they were like, oh, why do we need to give these Negroes equal rights? Why do we need to see these Negroes on magazines? Why can't we just see them in our plantation yards? So you see where I'm coming from? And I said this in my video, and I'll say it again. I'm about to insert the clip. If you don't believe in equal rights, if you say that you're for equal rights, but you don't care about the rights for other people that you're not a part of, then you don't want equal rights. You just want privilege. You just want the privilege to be seen as white people. And that's the problem. And I'm so glad I was able to reference that Boondocks episode. And I recommend everybody go back and watch Boondocks, because the way Boondocks is set up, they predicted a lot of things, which is a whole other video. And they've really implemented a lot of things that a lot of people in the black community don't pay attention to. People just look at Boondocks as this funny little show, but it was really more than that. You know, if you go back and watch the show, there's a lot of things that actually come to life to this day. Like, for example, the fact that a lot of people aren't ready for a gay rapper. The fact that a lot of people don't have respect for a rapper when he comes out as gay. And that's the problem with the world. People just want a reason to spread their homophobic wings. Now, as for LIL Nas X, I'm glad he didn't clap back and get upset and get annoyed, and I'm glad he didn't do none of that fuckery. I'm glad he pretty much trolled the situation. I'm glad he gave him the time and energy he wanted. His little 10 minutes of fame. Good for LIL Nas X. But at the same time, we have to do better. We have to do better. And if you don't like gay people, just say it and move on. Don't try to beat around the bush and say, no, I don't got a problem with it. I don't got a problem with it. I don't got a problem with it. I just think that we should enforce it on kids. Because, you know, ever since that whole Mr. Ratburn episode came out, if you guys didn't know, there was an episode of Arthur where Mr. Ratburn, the teacher, came out as gay, and he basically married his fiance, and the whole world was for some reason up in arms. And if you guys didn't know, there's also like a transgender Barbie, and not only that, there's also a transgender My Little Pony character that's coming out, and not only that, there's also the gay character that's coming out from Marvel, and so on and so forth. And a lot of people just feel like it's an agenda to force it on people, to force people to basically reckon with it, basically force people to accept it and believe in it. Okay, cool, that's great and all that you have a problem with people trying to normalize it, but these are real fucking people who probably make your food. The postman who probably delivers your mail is probably gay. The person who fucking cooks your chicken wrap is probably gay. And someone who fucking literally probably does boxing, an athlete, anyone like. Gay doesn't have a look. It doesn't have a particular look. It doesn't have a particular dress code. And it's just insane to me how people say that, oh, you're forcing this on our kids. Okay, cool. But some of the most masculine men in the world who I literally grew up in the hood with will literally beat the fuck out of you, kill you, and you would never even assume that they're probably gay because they're masculine. But for some reason, because he's an openly gay rapper and he dresses how the fuck he wants, all of a sudden you have a problem. It's just insane to me. This community is fucking trash, and I'm giving the black community, I'm going to give them 150 years to get it together. Comment below how many years you're going to give them, because that's how many years I'm going to give the black community. Because at this point, I gave them 50 years, but now I'm going to have to give it 150 years, because people just don't seem to know how to keep the same fucking energy, and people are still allowing the same religion that was used to enslave their black asses to enforce their way of thinking. Like I said, learn to have a mind of your own, and believe in what you want to believe in based off of your experiences and based off of your empathy, not what a book tells you to do. On this question, who wrote it? Don't worry, bitch, I'll wait. Who wrote the book? Matter of fact, who's updating this book every 80 years? That's a better question. Who's updating this? Why is this book that y'all love so much being updated? That's all I'm saying. It's being updated, it's being tampered with, and y'all don't see the trap. I'm just saying, if the message flew over your head, then good for you. But anyways, all I'm saying is this. Have a mind of your own and understand that this very book that y'all are trying to be a part of and want to force upon people and want to say, oh, well, you're going to go to hell and you're this and you're that. Some of y'all, please take into note that you shouldn't be a fucking parent, because that's why so many kids, especially kids who are different, are killing themselves and dying. That's why so many kids are getting bullied at school, because of some of y'all bitch-ass parents who are out here instilling that you should criticize and be rude to people for being different. Some of y'all are instilling into your fucking children this poisonous mindset of, oh, you should condemn people for being different. You should not be appreciating people different. You should criticize them. That's why when we was in school, all the kids who did some shit that was probably feminine, everyone criticized them and said, oh no, that's gay. And I'm glad, because if you guys didn't know, Kanye actually addressed this a couple years ago. Back in 2005, Kanye actually addressed this. And he's one of the few rappers to speak on homophobia in the hip-hop world. And this is what he had to say back in 2005.
Everybody in high school be like, yo, you acting like a fag. You acting like, dawg, you gay? And I used to deal with that when I was in high school. And what happened is it made me kind of like homophobic, because it's like I would like go back and like question myself, like, damn, why does everybody else walk like this and I walk like this? So why is then you start just looking, because you don't realize until you're in high school, people like, yo, fam, look at you. Look at how you act. If you see something and you don't want to be that because it's such a negative connotation towards it, you try to separate yourself from it so much that it made me homophobic. By the time I was through with high school, like anybody that was gay, I was like, yo, get away from me. Been discriminating against gays. It's like, do I discriminate against my cousin? And then everything starts to click. You know, he brings his partner with him to like Thanksgiving and all that. And you just had to sit back and think, like, damn, you know, hip hop really is about, it seemed like it's about like fighting for your rights in the beginning, about speaking your mind and about breaking down barriers or whatever. But everybody in hip hop discriminates against gay people.
And I respect Kanye so much for saying that, because a lot of rappers aren't bold enough to say it. And that's why I will always have respect for Kanye, despite a lot of the fuck shit he does do. I will always have respect for Kanye, because he has respect for everybody who's just being themselves. And that's the problem. People would rather criticize and judge somebody for being different, especially if it's something that they can't change at that, than try to acknowledge their minds. Like, I always say this, and I'll say it again. The best medicine for ignorance, the best medicine for hatred is knowledge. Knowledge. Find a way to acknowledge yourself. Find out what is it really that you don't like about it. Is it because a book told you that you shouldn't like it? Or is it because you were raised and it was instilled in you that you should always look down on people who do things that are based off of feminine tendencies, or only females should do that particular thing? You know, educate yourself. Like, what is it really that you don't like about it? Oh, it's not natural. It's the rules against nature. Because I've seen so many black men making the same video. Nature, it's nature, nature. Women and men are the only ones supposed to be together. Very interesting. Very interesting. Where is this book of nature that says only men and women are supposed to be together? Where in the Bible does it say that only men and women are supposed to be together? Since y'all love to follow the Bible word for word, where in the Bible does it say that only women and men should be procreating? Where does it say? Because I really want to know. I really want to know. And I'll never understand how people of color will co-sign this bullshit and say, oh, well, at the end of the day, it's an abomination and they should be oppressed, and who cares if they're not getting jobs? And this is what I'm talking about. People only care about things that pertain to them. Because realistically, if you were part of that community, would you have that same energy? No, you wouldn't have that same energy. And that's why it makes me cringe when people say, oh, if my child ends up being gay or my child ends up being this, I must have did something wrong. Bitch, like I said, the people who Uber you around, people who make your food are gay. The people who literally you walk past every single fucking day are gay, lesbians, transgender. It's a normal thing. It's normal. Being trans is normal. Being bisexual is normal. Being gay is normal. Being asexual, pansexual, all these things are fucking normal. The only reason you don't think it's normal is because of the lack of representation. Why not embrace the fact that we have people like LIL Nas X who are being that representation, who are proudly being themselves, who are proudly being a part of that representation? Why don't we embrace that? The fact that the people who are oppressed and not getting opportunities and being looked down on in society are finally getting representation that they deserve. Because this shows, for a long time, BOONDOCKS and a lot of other people felt like the world isn't ready for a gay rapper. And guess what? Now we got one. Now we got one. Now we got one. And all of a sudden it's, oh, this is a gay agenda. But y'all didn't have the same energy, though. All of a sudden he was for the people when he got kicked off the country charge. But all of a sudden, now it's, oh, this is the gay agenda. Young Thug wears a dress. Oh, yeah, that's gay, but, you know, he cool, he cool, he just being weird. Young Thug is just weird. Man, fuck y'all. I'm going to fuck to sleep. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. This is going to be a very controversial comment section, but I'm fucking here for it, and I'm ready for the fuck shit. So, comment your controversial thoughts down below. Let's argue, let's debate, let's talk. I don't give a fuck if you drag me. I don't care. Without that for this video, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Please be sure to join my Patreon if you're interested. Get started the Patreon for all you guys who want to help me support, and help me continue to make great content. Join my Patreon. All you gotta do is download the Patreon app, type in Choice TV, you'll see me, and basically it comes up with like a lot of cool packages with benefits. And long story short, just check it out. And please be sure y'all to check out my car marshal link, car marshal. And all of you guys is probably tired of hearing me promote that shit, but car marshal, click that link, type in your zip code, do all that. The longer you stay on the site, the better. Check out the deals, because the longer you stay on the site, the better. Type in your zip code, and yeah, car marshal, click that link. I get paid per commission, and I don't really have anything else to say, and I'm going to fuck to sleep. So yeah, just like Jay-Z said, and I'm saying this at the end, and shout out to all the real ones who made it to the end. Old niggas, stop acting brand new. Like Tupac didn't have a nose ring too. It only takes one rapper to normalize something in order for people to be okay with it. It only takes a rapper to be okay with something for the whole world to be on board. That's all I gotta say. Bye.